Is replacing mirrors with cameras a good idea or a bad idea? That's what we're going to be talking about today because this is a topic that keeps coming up. A lot of people ask about, Teslas. If you look at the new Cybertruck, obviously, and even the Roadster, they don't have mirrors. There's a lot of talk about, having the mirrors taken away and replacing them with cameras. I have a lot of issues with this. I'm going to try and kind of give you guys an idea why I have issues with this, and let's see what you all have to say. So I am going to ask you guys to comment and give me your opinion on this. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. This is Simon Tesla. I talk pretty much exclusively about Tesla because I have a ton of experience with them, 3+ years of driving this car, and I do love extensively testing the car. That all being said, if it's not your first time here, you're absolutely awesome for returning. Let's get right into it. Today, I really do want to talk about how it is even imaginable for a lot of people to be talking about cameras replacing side view mirrors. You see, my number one problem with, I think the basic problem I have with that is technology fails. Glass can fail if it's hit or if something goes wrong. But the odds of that happening on both sides is slim to none. That being said, there's so much talk and so many people talking about that the replacing the side view mirrors with cameras, having displays. In fact, there's a number of auto manufacturers out there that are showing this in their pre-production cars, including Tesla, by the way, in their Tesla Cybertruck and the Roadster. And the whole idea being that the car is going to be much more aerodynamic, it looks more fluid, so forth and so on. Idiotic stuff, in my opinion. I think it's kind of stupid, but eventually I think it's going to lead to that no matter what. It's just I guess it's just a weird way of the way we develop everything and the way we're moving forward in our current technology and as we advance our vehicles. I can see the possibility of this, obviously, when and if we get full self-driving. In other words, at a point when your vehicle no longer has a steering wheel, you are no longer in charge of your vehicle or what your vehicle is going to be doing. I think at that point, it is a possibility, is a slight possibility. But until you are the driver, I think it is the most idiotic request. And for those of you who think it's a great idea, I'm sorry, because I can say that you're absolutely wrong, and I'll give you a really good example of why you're wrong. Technology fails consistently, and doesn't matter what electric vehicle you drive, doesn't matter what non-electric vehicle you drive, technology fails. Side view mirrors are extremely important, despite the fact that nobody has a freaking clue how to use them these days. Side view mirrors are very important for you as a driver and for the safety of everybody on the road. When you take away the side view mirror, what you're doing is you're putting all your faith in technology. And I've driven my Tesla, for example, for 3 years. Like I said, I've had countless times when there's just a random reset, right, where I lose my screens. Well, it's gonna happen, and yes, it comes back in a couple of seconds. It's not a big deal, maybe 15-20 seconds, but during that time I don't have access to certain things. If my camera is connected to a display which shuts off, it's not going to turn out to be very good. Well, you're going to probably say, well, 15-20 seconds is not a big deal, but laws of nature, everything that happens always happens in the worst possible time, and so there's a problem. With that comes additional issues. I think with having technology, control every aspect of the safety aspect is both good and bad. Realistically speaking, I know it's going to happen. That being said, the reasons that people put it out there for is probably the one that drives me up the wall the most. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about, we want, a nice little profile, slim profile, just cameras, it's going to improve the aerodynamics of the car. If you are that person, then you need to kind of get your head checked. The aerodynamics do not apply to you and me. We are not living on a continent where we have the capability to consistently do whatever speed limits we want. We don't live on a racetrack. 90% of our time is spent driving at a pretty reasonably low speed limit. And your mirrors really have almost no effect on the drag coefficient of the car at those kind of rates. Those make a lot of sense on a racetrack. They don't make any sense. That excuse makes 0 sense for your everyday driving. As for looks, I can kind of see where people are saying this. You know, for looks, getting rid of those bulky mirrors and, you know, I can see there's going to be more streamlined vehicles. I understand that. But keep in mind, your vehicle is a vehicle. Its entire purpose is to get you from point A to point B. It's not there to be, you know, an art piece in your living room, right? Although these things are absolutely beautiful and they look great in a garage or they look great in front of your house or, you know, as a photo shoot or whatever, it doesn't mean that it is, it doesn't take away from the fact that it is still a car. And I feel like I always have to tell people that this is still a car. Its purpose is to get you from point A to point B. That's its purpose. Realistically speaking, having the mirrors replaced by cameras, I think can cause safety issues. And I understand that there are redundancies that can be put in play, but technology will fail. My mirror, on the other hand, it's a piece of glass and I can look at it anytime I want. It's not that really that difficult. The other really interesting point I'd like to point out that if you have no housing for mirrors currently, you know, the way we have it currently, I should say, if you have no housing, in other words, you have only a little spot, let's say where a camera sticks out, if the camera itself fails for any reason, you are stuck quite a bit of distance, quite a bit of time without having, you know, anything there. You don't have you have really no way to really see anything because that camera failed. That being said, I think for the authorities, it's going to be also much more difficult. If, let's say, a cop pulls up beside me, my side mirror is gone, you know, I'm going to be more inclined to get that fixed as soon as possible. At the worst case scenario, I'll buy a cheap little mirror from a dollar shop and just stick it on there so I have something. Once again, I do drive my car the way I'm supposed to. I do my shoulder checks and I do actually use my mirrors like I'm supposed to. Safety should always be your #1 priority at all times. But this brings me to the camera. The camera, if something is wrong with the camera malfunctions, there's no real way for a police officer, for example, to know that there's a problem there. And so a lot of people will, you know, if they can't afford to replace that camera, as an example, because those cameras are not going to be cheap to replace. If somebody cannot afford necessarily to replace that camera anytime soon, really nobody knows that there's a problem, and they are putting other people's lives at risk. Bottom line, I think realistically, we need to stop talking about having cameras replacing mirrors. I think it's a silly thing to do. There's no actual reason. There's nothing wrong with having the mirrors. I think it's, we have to keep some basic stuff, you know, for safety aspect. I know the cars are getting safer. I know they're amazingly safe, but side view mirrors, their importance is right up there with everything else. I say your side view mirrors are just as important as your tires. And yes, for all of you who have bald tires, your boneheads, go put on some new tires. I see way too many people, especially here in Vancouver, with bald tires. I don't understand this. Tires are not overly expensive, and I guarantee you that those mirrors are quite cheap compared to what the cameras are going to be. The prices of the vehicles will go up as far as technology is, especially when you add in more and more technology. Things are going to start costing more and more money. Maybe the vehicle prices will go down, but the maintenance of those vehicles will go up. This is just one more thing that we don't really need to go down on. Anyway, rambled on enough. I really want to know your opinion. I really would love to hear your opinion. It's the way I'm looking at it as a long-time driver, as somebody who, you know, takes safety very, very seriously. I think this would be a big mistake to go down the aspect of cameras. I know it's going to happen eventually. I'm kind of sick and tired of hearing about it though. All right. If, as always, and this is how I end all my videos, if you drive on autopilot, please do me a favor, keep remembering the fact that autopilot is an assistant. It is not the driver, which means you are still 100% responsible for driving. That being said, enjoy your car, enjoy what you do, but please drive safe, everybody. It's not only you on the road, there's a lot of people on the road. Driving is, well, I was going to say it's a serious thing, but driving is always going to be about life and death. The way you drive, you can really, really cause a lot of damage for everyone else. So drive safe out there and stay safe out there. That being said, I'll catch you on the next video. Please consider hitting a thumbs up on this video, because YouTube, they do what they do, and I can't put polls out there unless my channel hits 1,000 subscribers, so I can't really poll you guys. I can't put out some questions, and it will definitely help the channel if you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Till then, like I said, drive safe. Bye.